The following podcast may contain spoilers, profanity, and views or opinions that may not be representative of the author's intent of the articles discussed. We don't always take ourselves or the subject matter seriously either. Listener discretion is advised.
Galactic Radio.
Hello and welcome to Galactic Radio's pull list / review show. I am your host, Gregor Sprague, and I have two comic books that I'm going to review for you. These are both the premiere first issues for the series. Both of these were recommended to me by one of the guys at my comic book shop, so thank you, big props to Cody. So, the first one is the one that should have been on my radar, in all honesty, since I am a Star Wars fan, and that is Journey to Star Wars The Last Jedi, Captain Phasma, number 1 of 4. Now, this is written by Kelly Thompson, who has done Hawkeye, or she's currently writing Hawkeye for Marvel, and she has done other things, and the art is done by Marco Cicchetto. I am butchering his last name on that, I'm pretty sure of it. And this is a really cool book. This book right here takes place during The Force Awakens, during the end scene of The Force Awakens. This takes place moments after Han and Chewie say, lock her in a trash compactor, giving a shout out to Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. And it goes from there. It ends with Starkiller Base blowing up, spoilers for The Force Awakens, and it continues from there. This is honestly a really cool read. I am so excited that Cody picked this out for me. And it's one of those things that you're getting in the mind of this character that we didn't really see a lot of. In the movie, I compare her a lot to Darth Maul in Episode 1. You don't see, he doesn't talk all that much, and the scenes he's in, he's mainly fighting. Much like Captain Phasma was in The Force Awakens. But this book, so good, the art so well done. This actually did something really interesting, and it's a good thing for beginning readers. I had already known about Kelly Thompson's writing because I'm reading her other works, with Hawkeye, and there's other ones that I'm blanking on right now, but I had never heard of Marco and his artwork. I fell in love with it, so it's one of those things like I am going to be seeking out his art on other things that he does, either he's currently doing or will be doing in the future. And I think you should as well. Get into this really soon because it's going to be coming out really good.
Please subscribe to this Galactic Network podcast by going to gncast.com/subscribe or search iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or anywhere podcasts are offered.
The next one is from Image Comics, and this is one of their first, or one of their very few. I don't know if it's their only, but it's a all ages book. This is called Scales and Scoundrels, and this comes to us from the writer of Shirtless Bear Fighter, Sebastian Gerner, and artist Galad, that's Galaad. And this book is so cool. So you follow this character around, and you are, her name is Lavender, and as she is surviving in this medieval times, swords and sorcery style world, and it's a little bit like Han Solo in this way, to stick with these Star Wars analogies. She's this, just small time thief trying to survive the best that she can without anything, without any money and anything like that. And you see this take off from there. And I don't know where this book is going. All I know is that this is truly an all ages book. There was one moment where the character was going to swear, but they cut her off, and it was brilliantly done. So well done. If you have young readers, and you want to get them into comic books, this is a great pick for you. I highly, highly recommend it. Skills and Scoundrels is at Image Comics. And this was released last week.
If you have a question or comment about anything that you've heard on this Galactic Network podcast, email contact@gncast.com. Leave a voicemail message by calling 805-328-3966 or go to gncast.com/contact. We read, listen to, and appreciate all of your feedback.
Moving on to my picks of the week for September 13th, 2017. These are just 6 of the comic books that are coming out of a very, very packed week. The first one is Mr. Miracle number 2. I talked about this before, last month when it came out, and this is Tom King, who is writing Batman right now. He wrote Vision over at Marvel, won awards with it, and he's teaming up with his co-creator of the book Sheriffs of Babylon, Mitch Gerards, to give us this continuing story of Mr. Miracle and Big Barda as they go about living a normal life and all that. And, you know, hilarity is ensuing. We are in the middle of the hilarity ensuing. This issue is going to find them back on Apocalypse. And it just looks to be fun, and oh my gosh, it's so... First issue was so good, so I'm definitely getting the second issue, and I recommend you guys do the same thing. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps is number 28. This is keeping with my theme with DC for this week with the New Gods. This is actually on my pull list. I get this every other week when it comes out. This is the Fall of the Gods Part 3. This is Hal Jordan, Hal Jordan is racing through the cosmos, hunting the speedster of the New Gods, Light Ray. This is written by Robert Venditti with art by Jordi Tarragon and Rafa Sandoval. I mean, ultimately, the story has not been failing me. I've been loving this story. And I think you guys should check it out. It's a good read. Image Comics has Rose number 6. This is written by Meredith Finch with art and the cover done by Ig Guara. Now, Rose is this sword and sorcery book created by Meredith Finch, who a lot of people will know she did the closing arc for the New 52's Wonder Woman book. And this book here, I mean, we've seen Rose go through and she's trying to get her cat. She's realized she has these mystical powers and they are associated with her cat, which is the last of its kind. And it's just been so good, so fun along the way. I love this art style. It is very different for, what we're seeing, and the story that is very different for what we're, from what we are seeing. And yeah, I highly, highly recommend this. Or at the very least, definitely pick up the trade coming out in November. So yeah, that's those. The next one from Image is another one that I've gotten into for a while. This is Ghost Station Zero, number 2 of 4. This is a codename Babushka book, and this is written by Anthony Johnston with art by Shara Chankama. I'm butchering names left and right today. And this is on the trail of the ghost stations high in the Swiss Alps. Basically, this is James Bond with the female James Bond. But she uses her wits more than she uses her body, like James Bond tended to do in some of the movies. And last part of the thing for the last part of the little teaser thing says, and can a snowmobile really outrun an avalanche? You've had me at outrun. Marvel Comics has the triumphant return. the collecting together of the Runaways with issue number 1 for this new series, written by Rainbow Rowell with art by Chris Anka, who has done all new X-Men and Captain Marvel, one of my favorite artists to do Captain Marvel. Now, this is like I said, in light of the return of the Runaways, their Hulu TV show, we are getting a comeback of them, where it's going to pick up with where they've been. This is going to be following Nico, Carolina, Molly, Chase, Old Lace, and Gert. But wait, she's dead. For those of you guys who do not know, this is the writer on here is a superstar author, Rainbow Rowell. She's written books like Eleanor and Park and Carry On. And this is a book that I am super excited for. I cannot wait. We've seen these kids, grow up and, be in other teams. Nico was over with the A-Force. Carolina was in Avengers Academy. And this is them coming back, and I cannot wait. I want this now, and I don't want to have to wait 2 days to get this. And my final pick, I talked about this book last week. And this is the Aftermath issue. This is Secret Empire Omega number 1. This is written by Nick Spencer with art by Andrea Sorrentino. And Hydra has fallen, but the world is still not secure. As the heroes of the Marvel Universe stir from wreckage of the battlefield, the inevitable rebuilding must begin. However, one question hangs in the air over the proceedings. What redemption can there be for Captain America? Now, if you did not see or hear my review of Secret Empire, you will know I'm a big fan. I am a big fan of this book. I love how they ended this. I felt like this was a true rebirth, if you will, of Captain America, of getting him back to his roots, of exploring an interesting story, but then getting us a way back. And it's one of these things that I'm very curious to see how they are going to do this. Set back up the status quo for Steve Rogers. It's going to be one of those things that I think everyone will love. I definitely think this is going to be a must-read for the people who have been following along with me with Secret Empire. Well, those are a few of the picks that I've got. You can find these and more at your local comic book store. And hey, talk with them there, because they will make recommendations like Cody did for me with the 2 books I reviewed. And if you don't have a comic book store around you, at the very least, all these comic books and many more can be found over at Comixology. I know Comixology a lot of times will do big sales on old comics, so go check that out there. Well, this has been the Galactic Radio Galactic Pull List. I feel like I need a new title. I'm Gregor Sprague. Thank you.
This has been a Galactic Network podcast. For more, go to gncast.com. That's GNCASTS.com.